Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Crusader Kings 3. We're gonna do something very different this time around. CK3 has been out for, 4 or 5 months by now? And in that time, the modding community has continued to grow, and we're starting to see some really cool overhaul mods for the game, several of which I would love to try out on this channel if you guys are open to it. And one of the ones that caught my eye is called The Way of Kings. Now, some of you guys might recognize that name. That is based off of a fantasy series called the Stormlight Archive, written by Brandon Sanderson. If you don't know Brandon Sanderson, he's one of the biggest fantasy authors out there right now for very good reason. In addition to the Stormlight Archive, he also wrote the Mistborn series, a whole bunch of other books, and he's the author that finished out the famous Wheel of Time series after the original author died. So, really big guy. The 4th book for the Stormlight Archive just came out a few weeks ago. I actually just finished it this last week, and then lo and behold, I see an overhaul mod for CK3 based on that world. So, of course, we have to give it a shot. Let's go ahead and jump into the Any Ruler mode so I can show you the overall map. Now, we will be playing in the fantasy world of Roshar. Roshar is a very unique planet, very much unlike Earth, with a potential exception of Shinovar down over here, which is a bit closer to Earth-like, but everything else is, kind of dirty, I wouldn't quite say swampy, maybe a muddy kind of world with very alien types of plant life that exist around the High Storm, which is a giant storm that sweeps across the world with long rains afterwards. Like, the entire ecosystem is built around this bizarre storm that always goes in one direction. There's a lot of really unique mechanics to this world, number one probably being the Spren. Spren are spirits of the world, small little sprite spirits that kind of exist for everything, but also every emotion. So, fear Spren, anger Spren, they are naturally drawn to the passions and emotions of men, as well as kind of natural phenomenon in the world. So they play a very key role. And I don't want to spoil a lot about it, but understand that coming out of that relationship with the Spren, there's also a long history of powerful, superpowered knights called the Knights Radiant, who utilized different surges, special, unique abilities within the world, kind of like magic. There's also a load of specialized artifacts that apparently are in this map. Lots of cool stuff that I want to check out. So, you'll forgive me if I geek out a little bit. I'm going to try not to spoil any plot for people who haven't read the books and would like to, because I highly recommend them. It's one of my favorite series currently out there right now, but this is looking really cool so far. This is a very faithful map of Roshar. I do recognize quite a few places over here. There's Yakaved, the Azish Empire. These guys are very bureaucratic. Let's see, I imagine the Thalens are over here somewhere. Yep, there's Thalena down over there. And of course, the mighty Alethkar, very warlike, very interesting culture in this. But the Alethi are powerful, and a lot of the books ultimately center around the people of Alethkar. This is led by King Elhokar. Okay, that makes sense for the book. So he is currently the king of this. And apparently in CK3's A Way of Kings, there's a unique, almost feudal system of government for high princes to recognize the system that is actually in the Stormlight Archive. So I imagine he'll be basically the king like it normally, but under him will be very powerful dukes called High Princes. Let's see, yep, there it is. All right, High Prince Dalinar the Blackthorn of Kholin. That's one of my personal favorite characters. This guy is going to be powerful as stinking heck. What else we got over here? Ruthar, yep, Aladar, Royan, Thanadal. Yep, there's a lot of cool things I recognize over here. My gosh, this seems really cool. Should we play as Dalinar Kholin? Some might say he's overpowered as heck. Probably is the case, but I say we go for it. Let's go ahead and play as Dalinar. He's a really cool character. All right, so here we are in the Kholin holdings of Alethkar. Now, my nephew, Elhokar, is the king. So he is also a Kholin by blood. So we're related to the current king. Dalinar the Blackthorn, good lord. So we are, of course, a really good martial character, like unbelievably good. The Order of Talinalet, okay, so we get a good martial education there, an aggressive attacker, an organizer, robust, yep, legendary blade master, that sounds about right. Is my son Adolin gonna have that as well? He should. Let's see, he's handsome and robust, yep, that fits. And of course, yes, a legendary blade master and a duelist. That actually fits his personality perfect. Wow, all right, yes, good, very well done. What's this? Athletic? Okay, so an unbelievably OP character. And, Bondsmith. All right, so we're getting into spoiler territory. Understand there are things that are going to be happening here that are in the books. Bondsmith. That means we are effectively one of the Knights Radiant. We have a special access to surges, which is kind of like the, not quite religious, but definitely a spiritual, magical element to the game. So we get extra diplomacy, health, piety, prestige, and a diplomacy lifestyle boost. Okay, that's really cool. Question, though, do I have access to things? Okay, I'm light-eyed. I'm actually impressed so far with what the author is doing here. So, whether you have light-colored eyes or dark-colored eyes actually affects your placement in the caste system of the Alethi. And there's a historical basis for it, so I don't want to go into too much of that, but we're light-eyed, so that makes sense. Lifestyle, I want to see if there's artifacts, because I saw somewhere that there is supposed to be artifacts in the game. Where could that be? Gemstones? Oh, okay, yeah, instead of gold, we have gemstones to hold Stormlight. Yes, that makes a whole lot of sense. What's this down here? Artifacts! Yes, alright, we have Oathbringer, a shard blade. Not as much prowess as I might have expected, given how unbelievably overpowered they are in the books. But yes, we have Oathbringer, the personal shard blade of Dalinar Kholin. Very famous blade. We also have our own shard plate giving us extra prowess. So we are an unbelievably good melee fighter, which makes perfect sense. I like that a lot. Very, very cool. Okay, so fighting over artifacts will be an awesome aspect of the game. If we were going to do that, we probably are going to try to work along with people. When is this supposed to take place? If Elhokar is the king and Dalinar is a bondsmith, I'm curious, there's a very specific time frame that must be taking place. Or it's not going to follow this perfectly at all. I have no idea. Let's see. Is there anybody else I'm going to recognize? So I imagine we have our son Renarin. Yup, our son Renarin, who is a truth watcher. Yup. Intelligent, comely, but delicate. That also fits very well. Nice. Let's see. He's trusting, but he is brave, and he's honest. Okay. And of course, Adolin's just a fantastic character, but he's not currently, I assume, in any sort of relationship with Shallan, so that's not going to be a part of things yet. Okay. I don't want to spend too much time on this, only because I know people are here to watch the game, and they don't want to, if they don't know anything about the books, most of the stuff won't mean anything to you. Just understand, so far, this is a pretty good, faithful, this is a faithful representation of the book so far. So we're going to go down to Martial Lifestyle Focus. Let's see, we've already got most of Strategist done, and Dueling. Look at this, a special Martial Pact over here. Okay, Wind Stance, Stone Stance, Iron Stance, Blood Stance, and Smoke Stance. Yeah, these are the different combat forms. Flame Stance and Vine Stance, and then we can become a Duelist. What is Duelist going to do for us exactly? I assume Prowess? Yeah, Prowess and Prestige. Very cool. Let's go for an Authority focus with Dalinar. I think that'll be fine, and as we get experience, we'll be able to move on to Sappers for some really good Siege progress, and then work toward Strategist. Yes, okay. We need to get ourselves married. Is it possible for me to... There's Venli. Oh! The Parshendi are gonna be here, aren't they? Where are the Shattered Plains? There they are. Oh, frick yes, dude! Okay, so the Shattered Plains is where the first book takes place. It's kind of like a giant, not quite crater, giant open area. You can see it actually is kind of formed around a crater, where the land is split, like giant ravines, into massive plateaus. And a lot of the first book takes place, second book too, actually takes place in this area. And the war camps of Alethkar are set up in a blood feud against the local natives called the Parshendi. So in the Shattered Plains, yeah, Queen Eshonai of the Shattered Plains. Dude! This looks awesome! Will Shapers and stuff? Okay. Jaxlim? Gosh dang, slow. Yeah, I recognize all this. Venli, of course. A Will Shaper. Gosh dang it, yes, they actually got this. Now, the only thing that looks like the author wasn't able to do is give them, marbled skin. The Parshendi are supposed to have, like, either black and red or white and red, like, marbled skin patterns. They're very interesting, but yeah, super duper cool. They actually look like night elves. And here's our personal camp right down here, the Kholin Watch Camp. Alrighty. Good lord. Okay, I'm geeking out a little bit. This is really cool so far. So, for our High Princedom, we need to find ourselves someone to marry. You think I can marry a Parshendi Venli? That doesn't sound quite right. Yasna, my niece? Yeah, she's a genius, and she's a beautiful, yep, and she's chaste, diligent, calm, and cynical. Wouldn't make any sense to marry my niece, but yes, it does, she's definitely a correct character, and she is a high-level else caller. Okay, where's Navani? Is she an option here somewhere? She might be, hang on, we can find out quickly. Let's go to Elhokar, Your mother. There she is. Hello, Navani. So in the books, these guys have a bit of a relationship. Can I get married to her? Oh, yes, I can. All right, so my dead brother's wife, I'm going to marry Navani. So she's my sister-in-law, but soon she'll be my wife. Very high learning skill. Yep, that sounds right. Okay. Yep. I'm taking Navani, Kholin. Perfect. My gosh, my glory is widely known, the Blackthorn. Curious, by the way, my son, can we get you married off to anybody interesting? No. Rolovin, Molinar, Elena, Shalon Devar! Yes! We can get him married to Shalon Devar. Okay. Nope, this is good so far. Gosh dang it. This is going to end up being a short series because I know full well that most people don't know what's going on here. But holy crap, this is really cool. By Bata Ellen, bless your union. Perfect. And yes, Adolin is going to marry Shalon. Who are you? High Lord Balat of Devar, her brother. Yep. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so Shalon, fun character. She is a light weaver. She's intelligent and a little witty and kind of mean-spirited sometimes in her prods. She's deceitful. Yep, and fickle. Oh, those are good ways to describe her. Best way you can possibly do that in the game so far. Alright, we're so far sticking fairly well with the actual story of the game. Knights Radiant? Oh, check it out. So the author actually added in kind of like a religious order in CK3. These are the Knights Radiant. This is effectively like the magical knights of Roshar, of legends that are just now starting to come back into the world, and each one of them have special powers. So because I am a bondsmith, we can see the order of bondsmiths here. We have no Stormlight currently. Okay, that's important. We are unable to use the Surge of Adhesion right now, the Surge of Tension, and we don't have enough Stormlight to do a heal. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. We are ready to swear an ideal. Oh my god, this is so cool! My wife is gonna love this. Alright, so, how do I describe this without going into too much? The Knights Radiant, a lot of it is bound around the old god Honor and the power of oaths. And you swear oaths in order to unlock the next ideal, the next tier of power for a Knight Radiant. So as a bondsmith, I am prepared to swear the first ideal. I will unite instead of divide. I will bring men together. Yes, that is what it means to be a bondsmith. Okay. So we lose the trait Bondsmith, but it looks like we just got Tier 2 Bondsmith, which means my diplomacy goes up, health goes up, piety, prestige, etc. My god. Okay. We are not yet ready, though, to swear the third ideal. Oh, this is so cool. Alright. Now, I have my own Radiant Order because I am a bondsmith, and I would ideally have squires if I were playing as anyone else. I don't know if bondsmiths can have squires, but different orders absolutely can. I am curious, is there a character in this named Kaladin? We gotta find out here, because it's kind of important. Kaladin, Stormblessed, search. Can we search by name? Doesn't look like I can find him there. I'm looking for Kaladin. Hang on. Maybe he'll be under, like, my Order of Knights? That would actually make sense. Kadosh, yes. Okay, Ryar, Kalat, Kadar, Vaglin, Delarat, Renarin, my son, yeah. No Kaladin? I mean, it would make sense in the sense that Kaladin isn't exactly a ruler in any of this, so yeah, maybe. I do not see Kaladin Stormblessed anywhere. Okay, so maybe we can't have him in there. But different orders can have their own knights who eventually will gather up in power. Let's see, my son... Oh, sorry, not my son. Nephew Elkar wants to make me into a voice on the council, which, yeah, of course, that makes sense. I am, after all, an unbelievably good... I have an unbelievably good martial skill. Renarin can get married. Goliath Sadius? Okay, So the problem with Renarin is he's not going to have the best of some other skills. Surprised his intrigue isn't a bit higher considering. I don't think I'm going to worry necessarily about getting him married at the moment, so I can declare wars apparently. I'm curious what wars I can start with. High Chieftain Vatha of the Barren Plains. Queen Eshonai. She has a stronger army than me. Ooh, how strong is she? 6,500 compared to my 5,000. She's not that much stronger. She's not that much stronger. Vatha. Really? So if I wanted to go ahead and subjugate Vatha into my territory, I suppose that I could do this. So, the way I would normally play CK3 at this point is to try and make myself king. I want to know if there are going to be special events, though. Let's see. Decisions. Invite Knights, Claimants, Pilgrimage, Host Feast, Search for a Holy Man. Inhale Stormlight? Yep. Let's go ahead and become invested for the next 3 months or so. We're going to go ahead and inhale some Stormlight, which is effectively like mana. Kind of. Best I can describe it for the layman who doesn't understand how that all works. So that means I do indeed have the ability to use a Surge of Adhesion, and I have the Surge of Tension. So if I click on this, I guess I could activate the power. I'm not going to do that right now, though. Let's see. Strengthen Bloodline, Consecrate Bloodline. Anything else here that looks good? No, I don't think so. Okay. Factions? Nope. Currently, again, none of those. Any against my liege? No. Okay. Schemes? No. Court? Navani, of course, still doing her thing. We could go ahead and get a load of extra learning skill. What I probably could really use the most is some intrigue, if I'm being completely honest. Let's go ahead and ask her to help with that. It looks like it is not enough to actually make any difference. How bad is my intrigue? It's god-awful. I have 0 sense for intrigue. Okay. Let's see. Some other High Lords involved here. We could get some better ones. Kalashor, yeah, let's put you in charge. Yep, we'll do that. Landholder, anybody else? Probably should place you here. Kadar is not the best at diplomacy. We'll swap you around. For diplomacy, go ahead and put you in charge over here. I have a really good marshal, apparently. And for learning, you know what? Let's put my son in charge. There you go. Renarin Kholin gets to be my Ardent. Okay, perfect. Cool. Kingdom of Alethkar, please consider this proposal a duel. Really? Okay. You realize I have Shard Blades and Shard Plate. I accept. I really shouldn't, because he doesn't accept these, generally speaking, but there you go. Herdaz? I guess we could. We could go up to Herdaz and try to take this over. He's reasonably strong, considering, Gancho. Okay. What about, like, over here? You don't seem that strong. What if I wanted to do this? Conquer your counties? We could do that. Change objective. County of Colossus. How did they come up with the names for all of this? Good lord, I have no idea. I think what we ought to do probably is go ahead and take out the Barren Plains real quick, and maybe work on some of the duchies over here. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I'll use up some of my piety in order to go ahead and declare war over here. Sure, why not? We are going to be deviating pretty hard from the books going forward. I apologize, I know I've spent a lot of time under this. Just understand, like, dude, this is super duper cool. It is super duper cool. Alright, hang on, I gotta move my rally point, let's say, over here to my war camp, which makes sense. Then we're going to go ahead and raise up the personal levies of Dalinar Kholin, of which there are a fair bit. Let's go ahead and kill Vatha. I imagine Shallan's not going to be thrilled about this arrangement, but that's okay. Come here. Wounded, a taint within. Wait, what? How'd you... What? I need a physician. Okay, how did Dalinar have this problem already? Let's see. We can find Jeremoth or Dinas. No, let's see. Well, you have some extra skills, so I guess we're going to go ahead and put you in charge. Let's spend some of my gemstones. Do what is necessary in order to make me fair. There we go. I lost infected wounds, and I'm no longer wounded. Okay, and we captured Vatha, which means we are officially already done. Let's enforce those demands, and ba-boom. And we can go ahead and disband our troops. All right, so we just got some territory over here, who I'm going to hand off to somebody else. Who should we grant this to? That's a great question. Let's go to my court. You know what? Renarin, how would you like to hold some territory? I don't think I can. Right, as an Ardent, he can't. Okay. I probably shouldn't have my son as an Ardent, but I mean, whatever. Seemed fun. Let's take a look inside my court, find some other characters I can work with. Not currently a ruler. Has to be an adult. Male, I assume. Doesn't have to be married. Doesn't matter to me. Vorinism? Oh, they implemented a whole new religion. We have to take a look at this. Who should we give this to? Nalem? Let's sort by martial skill, I suppose. Could give it to Adolin, but I'm going to give it to Ressi. Ressi seems acceptable. Let's go ahead and give him the Kaldar Plains. There you go, and he's now my vassal. Okay, so we got to grow our holdings there a little bit. What's going on in the Borderlands? Hi, how are you? Can we conquer your territory over here too? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and also declare war over there. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still CK3. I'm going to want to kill everything in sight. That's just how it goes. That's just how this do. That's how I do. You gotta get used to it at some point, right? The goal ultimately is going to have to be to take out the Shattered Plains. Now, I'm curious if there are going to be some, like, special events that actually follow some of the events of the book. Like, that'd be really cool. Like, if the Parshendi suddenly unlock some, storm form and stuff, well, that would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? Gosh dang it. Alright, this is super duper cool so far. I'm gonna go ahead and try to chase down his army and crush them real quick. Balat Devar has died. What? Okay, so Shallan's brother is dead. I can't imagine she's gonna be okay with that arrangement. Gosh, do not let Shallan get stressed out, dude. Bad things will happen. Alright, I'm getting tired of chasing you down, so tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and split my forces. There are new buttons here? No, click on this. There we go. Split the forces, and one of you... No. You stay. There we go. We're gonna go siege down the top holding of the Tribe of Border Fort. And go ahead and just grab a couple sieges over here. What's happening in here? Hold the phone. Is Elhokar attacking? Is Elhokar starting at war? Because that would actually make sense. He is raiding Queen Eshonai of the Shattered Plains. Queen isn't exactly the right term. More of like High Warlord, I suppose. I just became the new head of the Kholin dynasty. Yep. Let's take a look at religions. So Eastern Vorinism, monasticism, yes, okay. So the Ardents, got it. War in the Heavens. At peace opinion instead of offensive war opinion, rulers have a conquest cast a spell against neighboring rulers. Prestigious rulers can use invasion. If one exists, the head of faith. Do we have a head of faith? Okay. And soul casting burial. Soul casting is a crucial element to the Stormlight Archive. It's basically a magical ability to transform something into another state of matter. Right? So, for example, take a load of stone and you can soul cast it into grain, and that is how you can keep massive armies fed and mobile, despite otherwise difficult territory. So, it's a really key aspect of the game. Soul casting's really cool. My counselor Kadar died from injuries. Ah, no, what's happening? Alright, landholder, we gotta change this up. I don't really want to put you in charge here, but I guess I will because I need to make sure that some of my guys are happy with me. Don't really feel like having a lot of treason in my household. That wouldn't be very useful. Let's go ahead and enforce these demands. There we go. We got that. Disband all the troops. Question, is that a part of a common duchy? No, this is a different duchy. Okay. So we need to find myself another person who can take over that land. Let's go for Dem. You'll do fine. Let's grant you the title right here. Actually, wait. No, I gave this to different people. Okay, I was afraid for a second that maybe I actually just gave it all to the same person. Alright, so we just got our next martial perk. Let's go ahead and spend that on sappers for faster siege. That's obviously quite good. And I'm assuming I'm allowed to actually get into combat. I mean, with 43, we have to. Curious, Adolin, do you have artifacts? Can I see any of that? Our artifacts. No, he should have his own shard blade and stuff, but I guess maybe not. Kind of hard to say for sure. So Eshonai is looking fairly strong here. I ultimately want to take her on. She should have shard blades of her own. I don't know if we can see that anywhere. What's this? Shard plates. Well, we can see that at least. Okay, so she has her own shard plate. That's why she's a really good fighter. Eshonai's cool. She's a cool character. We like her. We like her a lot. Okay, this is good. What else should we be doing? Well, we have a fair bit of gemstones. Let's take a look at some of my own local holdings around, let's say, Alethkar. Sorry, Kholinar. And let's see if we can possibly upgrade anything. The Voron High Temple. Well, that would be fun. Let's see. Narok Fortified Chasms? The defenses of Narok are built integrating those around the city of Stormseat from the time of the Silver Kingdoms. Dude, this is so in-depth. I'm freaking loving this so far. This is amazing. Rockbud fields. Rockbuds are a farmable resource. in Roshar. Dang, dude! This is so cool! Alright, well, I want to go ahead and build, let's say, a military camp so we can get some extra strength for some of my soldiers. In Valen, I suppose we could build something out as well. Let's go for hunting grounds, I guess. In Jakar, we could also build something. Let's go for more hunting grounds. I'd like to start farming out some extra gemstones. Elokar, once again, is the head of the dynasty. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Let's go for some more military encampments. That should be fine. Dude, I am very impressed so far with how this is going to work. So let's see, the Thalens over here, led by Lady... No, that's not her. Hang on. Queen Fen, there she is. Yep, Queen Fen of Thalena. The Thalens are a monarchy, but they kind of have their own, like, merchant guilds that are a major aspect of the government. So let's see, in exchange for High Chiefess Eshava, you'll give me some gemstones. Dupe, take it, happy. Let's see, you also want to ransom your own wife. 25 more gemstones for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can ransom another person. Okay. Lancaster. Some of the names apparently aren't perfect. We'll go ahead and ransom you. We're in line to inherit some titles. Yeah. The Kingdom of Alethkar, I'm not too far off from. So you have your own wife, Aesoden. Yep, there it is. And there's your son, Gavinor. Okay. And Elokar has his sister, Yasna, who is the Queen of Kharbranth. Pardon me? Taravangian married Yasna? There are reasons why that's absurd. So he's a genius. Oh, well, sometimes he's a genius. This is a major important character. Where the heck? Wait, where is, wait, I need to find that out. Where is, Taravangian located? Hang on. Kharbranth. Where is Kharbranth? Kharbranth is down here. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Really? Okay, so he kind of is the leader of a city-state. Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense so far. That does make sense. All right, I like it so far. Dude, this is really well done for a mod. Now, the only thing it could really benefit from is, like, first off, I don't see any evidence of the High Storm existing. If it does, like, that's really cool. But also, we would really benefit from, like, some events to kind of show off what exactly is happening over here. Like, there's some reason to justify why we are here in the Shattered Plains and stuff like that. Would be a really cool addition to the game. So, I guess we could go over here to Eroshan. You're not too strong, so I guess I can go ahead and take something away from you. Let's take this. Yep, I'll do that next. Let's go ahead and raise up the armies and get ready for some fun. I am the commander, so I should be leading the front, which makes sense. So, Dalinar the Blackthorn was basically the brother of Gavilar, who was the king who kind of united all of Alethkar under their rule. Previously, they were fairly well divided. And Dalinar made a reputation for himself as being an unbelievably ruthless and powerful general. Like, ridiculously strong. So, yeah, pretty cool. Let's see if we can move. I can't move anywhere safely. I want to go and siege something down, but I'll lose a lot of levy, and I don't feel like losing a lot of levy. I want to keep that together right now. Queen Yasna has gained an opinion of me. Yeah, well, I did marry her mother, so Navani is my wife and my sister-in-law, both of which are true. Yep, both of which are indeed true. Let's take a look at my court, because I want to see if we have any, well, actually, no, we want to look at our realm. Vassals, there we go. I need to make sure that everyone is under control. Vaglin, let's go ahead and try to sway you. I don't have the absolute best diplomacy, but it should be good enough to do some of the work. So I'll go ahead and try that for now. Enemy allies are joining the wars against Dalinar the Blackthorn. Okay. Not sure I like that. You do not, unfortunately, have specialized models for the listeners in the Shattered Plains, but that would have been really cool. Aw, dude, look at this. How strangely symmetrical they are. Yes, indeed. That's accurate to the book, though. So, very cool, very cool. Alright, so we got what we were looking for. Let's try to make our way over to this fort. If I can avoid getting involved in any entanglements, I'll happily do so. Can I take these armies and maybe I can take one of you guys to just get up over here? No, that's not safe. Can we go over here? Let's just keep them all together, I guess. Alright, why not? We'll keep the armies together under Dalinar's control. These guys are not going to be able to get to my territory anytime soon, because, I mean, my territory for the Kholin family's up over here, so nothing they're going to be able to do. I am very curious to see if there's going to be, like, some sort of unique... Well, actually, I guess we can kind of see. Is there, like, anything unique about our government form? High Prince government form. Okay. It doesn't... I don't see... Royalism is the dominant government form in Roshar. The High Princes have near complete autonomy, though in war they provide some soldiers and taxes to their king. Yes. So that actually does make sense. Cadet branches for the house. Not worried about that. Allows raiding of foreign countries for loot. I can raid as an Alethi. Good lord, the world should be terrified by this. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So High Princes are almost entirely autonomous unless the king calls them into war, in which case they all have to contribute. Basically, that's how it kind of works. So it's almost like a confederation of dukes or minor kings, I guess, is probably the best way I could describe it. But there we go. It's taking me a very long time to siege things, by the way. I am noticing that. Let's go ahead and pick up the strategist trait, which of course does get me some extra martial diplomacy, as well as increased fatal casualties for our enemy, and we can cross water without any penalties. Perfect. Not that Roshar is known for having an abundance of water unless the weeping is taking place, but even so. We are taking an unacceptable amount of attrition right now, so the faster we can take this, the better. Adolin is fighting against High Lord Kalashor. Okay. Well, have them whipped for their delinquency. Something that Dalinar might actually do. I don't want to wound my son, though. Deliver a speech about unity. Makes sense, we're a bondsmith. Let's try to bring people together. It turned into a brawl. I can turn into a fight, and I will win. Almost certainly. Alright. So, I am the sole victor of the brawl. I think I just beat up my son, and I just gained a bit of martial lifestyle experience and such. Awesome. Alright, well this is where we're going to have to end the first video. I know we've done very little, but mostly explored what this has to offer. So the game, this mod really will benefit from flavor as far as like customized events or pop-ups about something that's happening, because I would love to see what is going on right here with these surges. In fact, I should have tried using the surge retention. We'll do that next time. Oh, we're ready to swear an ideal. We'll also do that next time. But yeah, I'm very curious how all of this is going to work. Oh, fulfill the Vengeance Pact. That's a thing. We get Nightblood? Oh, I want. Okay, we're going to come back to that all later, though. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this very short series of what we're going to do in the Way of Kings. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
All right, let's go ahead and do it.